Good morning, happy Sunday. This is the Mortgage Hotline, and I am Sean Low Rate LaRue. I'm joined here with Jason.
I'm back.
I'm back, Baker. Jason, great to have you in the studio again.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate you cutting my slack these last few weeks more than you know.
Well, we had to fill the programming somehow, and I think we made it work. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. If you're a friend or an agent or a client of mine, thank you very much for tuning in. This is the Mortgage Hotline. It's Sunday morning, and it seems like things are really kicking off here for the season. I know I'm ramping up and getting a lot more busy with, especially because rates and things are really good right now, purchase and refinance transactions. And I know that you're building your pipeline as well with loan modifications.
Yeah, it's been really amazing. You know, there's a lot of legislation that's coming down the pipeline, you know, with loan modifications, and there's a lot of people that are, you know, if anybody's been paying attention to the news, there's a lot of people going to jail for loan modification scams, and there's a lot of law firms also that are being shut down here. I was just reading an article yesterday that actually a client of mine emailed it to me. 16 more law firms are going down, and a lot of them are the ones that are on Highway 10. You see the big signs, foreclosure help, United Law Group being one of them, are, you know, there's a lot of people out there getting scammed, and I didn't bring that list of those, but I definitely think I should next week just to get it out there to people.
Well, you're just telling me just a minute ago that you actually, we had a caller, and you've been staying in touch with him over the last couple of weeks, and if you're a long-time listener out there, you probably remember this guy. He called in about a month or 6 weeks ago, and we were talking to him about 7 different investment properties that he had, and he was looking to get loan modifications on all of them. I think he invested something like $12,000.
Yeah, $11,000
or $12,000, and he hasn't heard anything from them. So
yeah, I asked him yesterday. I said, you know, have you heard back from this law firm? And you know, at the time it seemed like a really good deal, but boy, I mean, how you keep your customers happy is you follow up with them weekly. There's something major going on when someone's about to lose their home, whether it be an investment property or not. There's a big time stress there, and how you can help your clients not be stressed out is give them a phone call or an email.
Well, I think what it really boils down to is that they don't care.
Yeah.
They get to collect their retainer fees, and you know, I was thinking when you're telling me that there must be something there where because they're lawyers or because they don't feel like they have to stick to their, you know, the specific standards, there might be something there where, you know, if you're collecting the service and you're doing it, you don't have to have any real return on it. You don't have to have a product on that specifically, so you just provide the service and then you don't have to perform.
Right.
I mean, is that kind of what you see?
Yeah, it's what it is. I mean, you know, I had a client up there. We took on as he had a loan with IndyMac, and you know, we're having a heck of a time. You know, it gets to the point where IndyMac's at 4 to 5 months right now a lot of the times, and sometimes and IndyMac has investors, offshore investors, some of them that will not. They were bought out by One West Bank. They will not extend a sale date. So sometimes they just never get to the file before the sale date, which ended up being the case. Well, he goes, well, I'm going to have a lawyer step in and try to do something. Well, I train law firms on how to do loan modifications, and I train a lot of real estate agents, and I train a lot of just people. And there's nothing that this law firm's going to be able to do that we can't. But they were happy to, before they even looked at his budget or anything, say, yeah, we'll try. And just for them to even just try, they get a $1,500 fee. And I just think that there's something wrong with that. Since I've already told this gentleman that they're not going to. It would take an act of God.
Right.
You know.
Well, I totally understand that.
But anyway,
it's sad to see that that's what's happening out there in the world right now with loan modifications. The reality is that everything is so new with this that people are springing up and saying, "Hey, I'm an expert in this." But you don't actually know who you can go to trust.
Right. And there's talk too about how, like, you know, all these you know, the nonprofits are the key, or the nonprofits are the ones to go to, and you know, just so people know out there is that's the same thing. Whereas if you're getting sued, you know, you're forced to use a public defender. Okay, and realistically, there's some of us that may not feel, not that there's anything wrong with that, but there's some of us that may want to, you know, be able to, just like with healthcare, go out and get our own and not have to rely on someone telling us what it is.
Right.
And, you know, I'm starting to hear that, and it's just one of those things. But anyways.
Okay, well, we'll be talking about a couple of different things on the show today. Just wanted to lead off with that because I know that that's a lot of very important and pertinent information to get out there. I know if you're going through a loan modification, give us a call here at the studio, 760-416 844-8475. We want to hear from you about all of your real estate and lending questions here locally and beyond. We want to hear from you, but today's our topics are we want to talk to you, the investor, and what you need to know about investing in local real estate. And we're also going to talk about if you're interested in doing a short sale on your property, what you need to know to correctly package that information. And what we mean by package is all the documentation, budgets, a bunch of different things that you need to know that you have to be able to send it into your bank to be successful.
And the strategy, and in what order, and how to do that. And this is really important for,
what they're looking
for those real estate agents out there too. You know, there's some tactics. CTC Financial Group is one of the things that they do. One of their branches is short sale processing, and you know, we've had some really good success at these short sales. And by the end of today's show, Lord willing, they'll know exactly how to do that.
Fantastic.
So we better get right into it. I just have two quick announcements. We have free DVD for the listeners today. Okay, if you call in and leave you can come by the office. We have free DVDs called Loan Mods Revealed. They're about an hour and a half, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, it's about an hour and 20
yeah,
minutes.
it's about an hour and a half.
I know, because I had to watch it three times.
It features Sean and I, and it's about loan modifications, and they're absolutely free. If you're trying to do this on your own, this is some really good information. This is actually the seminar that I do at the California Desert Association of Realtors. Speaking of which, on October 9th, we have a Loan Mods Revealed class at California Desert Association of Realtors on Monterey. The time is 11:30 on that. It's actually a lunch and learn. If you're interested, please call the studio at 416-8475 and let them know about that. Or you can call our office, 772-2121, and leave word there with Randy or leave a message, and we'll get you a ticket to that show. And then we also have another one on there's a home buying seminar. If you don't know what to do with your home, whether modify or do a short sale, September 26th at CDAR. We have a what the heck do I do class? Okay,
I bet a lot of people are asking that.
That's a Saturday, so if someone's working and they want to go to it, you know, the October 9th one's on a Friday, but this one's actually on a Saturday. And then over in Riverside, I don't know if anybody's listening over in Riverside, but we have one at the SRCAR, which is Southern Riverside County Association of Realtors. We have one over there called Loan Mods Revealed as well. It's the same thing that's on this DVD, but you know, one day goes by and these things are obsolete, kind of like your new computer. No, I'm just kidding.
Technology, laws, everything continues to change. It's fantastic.
It is.
We're gonna jump right in here to investors.
Yep.
I want to talk the first part of the show about investors, and you know, Jason, a couple of things that you and I were talking about was getting the information out there. You know, if you're a long-time listener, you've heard us say this before. We really want to help educate people and bring them the information from the trenches, because the media definitely doesn't understand what's going on and how to navigate the market. And I kind of like that term, navigating the market, because it's very relevant, because you know, you go one direction, you get stopped, and then you have to turn around and try to go another direction.
Navigating the uncharted waters of the Coachella Valley mortgage market, folks.
Exactly. And so it's really interesting to see.
Preserver.
It's really interesting to see all the different scenarios and how you can get things done. And so I know that there are a lot of investors out there looking to buy property, and so we're going to be talking about that for a little bit. And I want to let you know what you need to know as an investor, how to get your loan set up if you're looking for financing, or what are some of the options. So we'll talk about that. This is the Desert's News Talk Superstation. The time is 11:15.